Hey everybody, it's Eddie G on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv, and there is a lot going on. As you know, the market is up, so we're not even going to have to get into the numbers all too much. We will, just not take a deep dive. There's other news that we need to pay attention to. So first up, Shiba Inu migrated ShibaSwap to Shibarium. Why? Because ShibaSwap 2.0 is looking to introduce enhancements, and that's huge, and it's having a positive impact on both SHIB and BONE. And I'm looking at that, and since I hold big bags, I'm kind of like, yes, please, thank you very much. What else is going on? The U.S. House of Representatives is looking to vote on a bill to put forward, and that bill is probably dead on arrival because it's already been announced that Joe Biden is going to veto that bill. Most likely. Now, what else is going on? Coinbase is making a smart move in Australia. Australia has a $600 billion self-managed pension market, and Coinbase is diving in both feet. And I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of going, there's a reason why, I keep touching on, there's a reason why you invest in crypto, and there's a reason why you invest in stocks. Here is a direct reason why you invest in stocks. Because Coinbase is making a move, and it's a Coinbase move. Yes, it'll probably have a positive effect on crypto. And many people look at buying into Coinbase as an indirect buy into crypto. However, from company operations, from that kind of perspective, that is why you buy the stock. That's really why. They're making smart moves, and that's a really smart move. That's almost an untapped market that they'll be diving into. And they have all of the backing and the power and the money and the technology and the ease of use and everything else that goes along with it. No, I'm not getting paid by Coinbase, but I do like their platform. That doesn't mean I keep anything on it. I mean, it is a centralized exchange, and you know how I roll. Next up, did you know that CME Group, I believe that stands for Chicago Mercantile Exchange, they're about to launch their own Bitcoin Spot ETF. They're talking like, oh, well, it's a maybe. No, if you start talking about it, that means you're going to do it. If they launch their own Bitcoin Spot ETF, that's going to be big. I think that's going to be really big. Given the customers that they have, that could be huge. And this is piggybacking off of, so you know how, we get all the numbers, we get the big numbers for who's, how much inflows and how many outflows you have in the Bitcoin Spot ETFs. Well, publicly traded companies and certain other companies have to file what's called a 13F. 13F tells you, what you've invested in and that kind of stuff. And, you can read about that. I have it as an article. The longer article is on the site. But looking at that 13F, a lot of companies have filed. Companies like Citadel Advisors, Millennium Management, Morgan Stanley. And the reason why I saved Morgan Stanley for last is because, I don't know if you recall, but last week I was telling you, for the past couple of weeks, I was telling you that Morgan Stanley dropped some news. Hey, we might get involved in crypto. Hey, we might get our 15,000 advisors to start selling crypto, the Bitcoin Spot ETFs. And then it came out, hey, yeah, we're doing that. See how the news works? It comes in legs. It just boom, 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 just like that. And here is where it's confirmed that, yeah, they're definitely in. When you look at these institutional investors, they're buying. And they're introducing it to their retail customers. That's the major point. Something else that I noticed. A lot of the exchanges do not have big enough reserves for all of these deals, because almost all of these deals are happening over the counter, or OTC, direct deals. Guess what? They don't have the reserves to keep doing that. They do not have the reserves to keep doing that. So there's going to come a point where exchanges is going to be like, yeah, you're going to have to do this on the open market. You're going to have to make your purchases on the open market, because we just can't sustain having that little of Bitcoin on hand, liquidity, so that we can handle, regular transactions. And you're getting close to that point. You're starting to get really close to that point when you look at what the reserves are for certain coins, especially Bitcoin. So that's what I find to be interesting. Now, something else that kind of correlates with that is you have the Ethereum spot ETFs in Hong Kong. And I'm just wondering if those pick up, if you would have the same, you're not going to have quite the same effect, right? Because you can always mine Ethereum. But would you kind of have that same effect where you're going to see more transactions happen on the open market versus behind the scenes via OTC? That's what I'm talking about. So it's very interesting to watch how things happen, right, when companies start to purchase. It's not necessarily what they do, and it's also how they do it. Because remember, an OTC transaction means that they can do it behind the scenes, not in public, and not have to say anything until they file their 13F, saying this is what we did. For example, Berkshire Hathaway bought into Chubb Insurance. I believe it's Switzerland based or something like that. So based overseas in Europe or something like that. And they bought into Chubb Insurance. But for 2 quarters, they requested disclosure waivers. Now, why would you request disclosure waivers? It's because you don't want the public to know what you're doing just yet. Chubb Insurance sounds kind of interesting. Why would you do that? Well, you remember Chubb Insurance actually backed one of the appeal bonds for the former president of the United States. So maybe they just wanted to disassociate from that, or, you know, just hold off a little bit before that association happened, right? Because that's a risk. It is a risk. No matter what anybody says, that's a risk. Whether you're for him or against him, it doesn't matter. It's a risk. And it's got to be evaluated. And they said, well, listen, we're going to do this. There are good reasons for us to buy that stock. It's, what is it, the 9th or 19th holding, the 19th largest holding that they have, and that makes it a very big deal. So they got disclosure waivers, but that means for 2 quarters. It doesn't mean for 6 months that they held off. It could mean that, hey, at the end of this quarter, we went and we wanted to make a purchase because they've been amassing, you know, across this time. So it could mean that, hey, we started amassing and we were going to make the disclosure and that happened. Okay, so let's get a waiver, keep amassing, get another waiver. Okay, cool. Okay, now you can go ahead and talk about it. The reason why I say this is, do you see how things happen when you've got enough money, you've got enough power, and because your purchase can actually move the market? That's how much money we're talking about. Enough of a purchase that it could move that market, move the stock, the whole 9, which is why they don't have to disclose until the end of the quarter. So just say it. There are reasons why you have to do it. So 13Fs were filed, and you should be looking at them from both a stock perspective as well as a crypto perspective. Now you know why I gave you the stock example. Okay, it's a way. It's a, you know, having disclosure waivers is a way to kind of mitigate risk. Uh-oh, here comes the ham. Hey, you. It's my big boy. Yeah, it's my daughter's dog. Stitch is the man. He's my favorite ham. He comes in, gets his pets in the morning, and then he's usually a good boy. Then you have 2 brothers that were charged by the Department of Justice for a 25 million attack on Ethereum trading bots. Ethereum? I really said that. Wow. Full chested too. So they were arrested because they were attacking the trading bots. And the reason why is because it affected the maximal extractable value. So remember, I think it was late last week, I told you about how there were upgrades to protect against those kind of attacks. This is why. This is the reason why. So these 2 brothers were arrested. It was a $25 million attack. I think it was like 12 seconds. So you know how a lot of companies, a lot of people are using bots to do their trading, you know, based on triggers and everything else. Be careful. Be careful, because I know a lot of people hit those back pages and they buy bots for all kinds of things. Be careful. Be careful when you do certain things. All right. Look into the security, look into everything, look into the control, everything matters. Everything matters. Okay. This is why I tell you guys to do that. I'm sitting back and I'm looking at now just Citadel, Morgan Stanley, Millennium Management, and a slew of others bought into Bitcoin spot ETFs, and not in little ways, big number ways, like hundreds of millions of dollars ways. The reason why I keep harping on that is because those are the big boys, big gals. What about the little ones? I think that there's so much upward potential. Remember yesterday I was telling you about somebody is sitting on a lot of Bitcoin and is trying to hold it down. They couldn't hold it down any longer, and that's why Bitcoin was able to take off a little bit. Is it going to continue that trend right now? I don't know. So all I'm asking you to do is pay attention to the numbers, put in your stop losses, put in some kind of a trigger that tells you, hey, it went up and dropped, 5%, 10%. Understand what the market is doing. I know you're not sitting in front of your computers or on your phone, sitting there staring at the market. Well, unless you're a trader. But I'm asking you, I'm imploring you, just make sure you put in those kinds of tools to help you, help you realize gains as well as help you kind of stave off losses. Okay. Last bit of news. Ripple going after a new sidechain, partnering with Evmos or Evmos. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the name. It's capital E, lowercase VMOS. I would have called it Evmos. No idea. These companies come up with names that you just have no idea how to pronounce them, and I'm not even going to try anymore. But they partnered together to create an XRPL EVM sidechain. And it's integrating the Cosmos SDK, and that's driving ATOM and XRP up a little bit. I don't know that I'm seeing any huge moves, but I believe over time you're going to see those two grow. Now, with the reach of XRPL, the XRP Ledger, and doing something like this, what would make you do that? It's in preparation for what? Yeah, it's in preparation for that unregistered security that the SEC is talking about, a stablecoin, right? Think about what a stablecoin does, and look at Circle. Circles across how many layer ones? That's why you do it. That's why you do it. So I believe this is all in preparation for their stablecoin. What does that really do for XRP? Is XRP dead? I don't know. I mean, right now I'm not mad because I think, because for me, XRP is in the green, but it's not where I expected it to be. That's my problem. That's my problem. I don't think this company is interested right now in growing the value of XRP. I think they're interested in, yeah, we have a coin. We use that coin to transport things, but we're focused on making money as a company. Hence, I think there's going to be an upcoming IPO, just all kinds of things going on with them. So when I look at how much XRP costs and all that stuff, I'm still waiting. Like I have enough of a bag where I'll make money if it goes up, and it's probably not going to go down. So I'm good with my money. Plus I've made money over time, with XRP. So I'm not worried about it. To me right now, all that money is, is found money. So I'm just going to sit there and hold it. I can afford to hold it and let it play out and see what happens. Maybe it's like Hadera. Hadera for the longest time took a nosedive on me, a big time nosedive. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, it shot up, put me in the green, put me in the black. Then it shot up again, put me deeper in the black. Maybe it's going to be like that. And truth be told, I'm expecting the same thing from Cardano. I'm expecting the same doggone thing from Cardano. Cardano is one of those sleepy coins. It's a sleepy project. It's like watching paint dry. But then sometimes out of nowhere, it'll just shoot up. Because people start to realize it's fast, it's secure, it's dependable, it's reliable. That's why a chain operates. You wonder why I keep harping on Salana, right? That's the reason why I harp on Salana. Because yeah, Solana's got a ton of traffic going on, a ton of this, a ton of that. But Solana's always had, little network glitches. Can't say that about Cardano. Right now, Salana is, exploding because of all the memes. Can't say that about Cardano. And everybody's like, oh, you guys should get some memes. And I'm kind of sitting there and I'm kind of going, Don't memes make it, artificially inflated over on Salana? I'm hoping it doesn't play out that way, but I think it will. And we'll see what happens. We really will see what happens. But you know what we should do? We should get into the numbers. So, DeFi Llama, yeah, we're back up to 114. For me to be happy, I need total value lock to achieve 200. That's what I'm shooting for. And it'll be a while before we hit 200 again. How long of a while? Probably not that long. Here's why. I think more people are educated on staking. Not restaking, not DeFi, just staking. They understand their piece of staking, right? Because it's kind of like a bank. I'm going to give you my money. You're gonna do some stuff with my money. You're going to make money. I'm going to make money. Everybody's going to make money. Hopefully. But they don't necessarily understand the rest of the DeFi landscape. But they understand the staking part. But remember, when you do when you look into staking, also look into, are they restaking? Not to say that it's bad, but understand how companies are using your money to make money. Understand that. Learn those lessons. That's what happened with banks. People didn't necessarily understand how banks make money off of your money, and why it's ludicrous that they don't pay you more in interest, given how much money they make off of your money. Here's how banking can actually change. Banking can change based on settlements. Settlements is a very costly exercise, and it really does mean settling the numbers at the end of the day. That's really what it is. And it's mad expensive. If they were to move that to Bitcoin, they shave that by huge percentage points. Huge numbers. Huge. Because now the book of record becomes blockchain. And now every system can read blockchain. We have the numbers ready to rock and roll. Single source of record. Open. If they were to do that alone, it would increase efficiency, increase transparency. Now, with that, now they're spending less money on all those transactions, all those settlements, and they would be able to pay their customers more of a percentage. Will that happen? Probably not. But that's also a problem with banking, right? They figured out how to make money off of your money, and then they charge you for that ability. Not pay you, they charge you. Look at how much you pay in monthly expenses, right? If you're still paying monthly expenses, because some people don't necessarily have enough money to make the minimum because they keep raising the minimums. Great, it's awesome. But look at how much they charge in fees and everything else versus how much you make. And there's the difference. So pay attention to how your banks are making money. Pay attention. Anybody you give your money to earn interest or anything else, high yield savings bonds, whatever it is, I need you to pay attention to it. I need you to understand how they're using your money to make money, because you might be able to do that directly. And that's the other problem that banks have. There are more tools availed directly to the retail investor than used to be before. So there you go. Now, looking at the numbers again, you can see how Bitcoin is well above my blue band. You see my blue band right here goes from 57,686 to 63,714, and you can see we're trading well above that at 66,121 right now. Now, will it stay there? I hope so, but I don't know. Right? We've been consolidated within this space. I mean, look at that. From about here to here. So if you look at it between my green line over here, my bottom blue line, that's the trading range that we've been in. If Mike Novogratz is correct, we'll be from 66 to 75 for a while. And he could be correct. He could very well be correct. Remember that the all-time high is only 73,750 or 73,800 and change. So we're not that far away, and we've been bouncing within that space for a minute. So far, he's been correct. He's been correct. Now, looking at the big board, if it decides to pop up, there you go. You can see that everybody is up. Not everybody, but a lot of companies are up, or a lot of projects are up. Toncoin is taking it on the chin. You saw it skyrocket. Now it's coming down precipitously. It was at 720 or something like that. It was high. It was high. Now it's down to 652. So those are big drops. You know what I'm looking at? I'm still in the black. When I purchased, I purchased way lower than this. I bought a little bit more now, still in the black. I'm still in the black now. But I'm sitting back and I'm kind of going, maybe I should buy some more. I'm feeling like I should buy some more. You know, I have to look at my DCA because I haven't put it into my DCA structure yet. So I'm looking at my DCA and I'm kind of saying, yeah, you know, it might be time to rejig what's in my top coin index, right? And Toncoin, I think, is going to wind up going in, even though it's been taking on the chin as of right now. I think we're going to be able to see it, you know, hit my space real quick. Filecoin is up, Arweave is up. Had a conversation with somebody and they were like, "Oh, this guy said he bought 4,000, you know, Filecoins," and I sat there and I was like, "You chose Filecoin over Arweave? From a technology perspective, you chose Filecoin over Arweave. Okay, good luck with that." I have nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with buying into the number two. I mean, I look at Filecoin as number two and Arweave as a better option as the number one. So, you know, not going to go wrong, but I think the greater potential is still in Arweave. That's just my own take on it. So, Ramona, that was for you. Shiba Inu is up, and I told you why it was up. It's because of that whole ShibaSwap 2.0 thing. That's gonna be big. That's going to be big. And I don't know if you've been paying attention to Shiba Inu, but Shiba Inu has been doing these kind of sneaky moves. Shiba Inu has been going up quietly, just going up. Nobody's really paying attention. Goes up, and then it stays there. It takes a hit, comes back down a little bit, but not down where it was. Takes a little bit of a hit, and it creates a new higher low. And it keeps doing that. It keeps doing that. Look across the past 6 months and how it's been going up. Pay attention. Do your research on that one. I think you'll find it to be quite interesting. Salana's up, you know, $1.63. Good numbers. Good numbers. I'm smiling ear to ear right now, Salana. Because everybody's thinking about, oh, Solana's going up. I still like Solana. Even with all its faults, everything else, I still like Solana. Here's the thing, though. Solana's all-time high is 250, right? So I'm sitting back and I'm going, 163? Good reason to stay in. That's why it's in my DCA portfolio. Cardano is up, but it's still under 50 cents. Still under 50 cents. It's still way off its all-time high. So yeah, I'm kind of like, I kind of like that. So there are a few in here that I really like. Near is up. That's making me happy. Near Protocol is up. Near has a lot of potential. A lot of potential. Phantom is up, just sneaking up on you. VeChain is up, sneaking up on you. Optimism and Arbitrum are up a little bit, but not as much as I thought they would be, but I'm holding on. I'm holding on to both of them because they have great potential. Ethereum's up a little bit. I'm trying to understand why it's having such a hard time at 3,000. It's having such a hard time at 3,000. It really should be at like 31, 32. That's really where I think it should be. So I have a problem with that. Bitcoin, BCH, Bitcoin Cash. Nobody's paying attention to that. Sleepy. It's a sleepy riser right there. Yeah, pay attention. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, drop me a note. If you have critiques, ways that I can make this better for you, please let me know. And I will gladly look into seeing if I can change, make some small changes and make everything better for you guys. Anyway, I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.